QoR is the raid boss this round. Full armor and Stinger to work with. He just needs to get on the side. It's pretty straightforward. He just dominates Logan. That is pretty filthy. Can't quite get any deeper into the map, though. His arm is watching the cross here from market side. And Exeter shows himself there now, realizes that ENVY are well and truly contained on this B side of the map.
There's an insert for a super late lurk from Inspire. He's just trying to find that timing when the util comes out from Boba here on core.
He's looking to get across the map now. Looks like it might line up pretty well. Exeter, oh, he's in trouble. That box is quite permeable, but Ion's able to win it out. Still more needs to be done. And so he delivers. Not too shabby. Inspire's about to pull up here, but Exeter might not need the help. What a ridiculous, ridiculous round, man.
Never count it when it's ENVY that's still alive.
Darkest with a shoulder pick here to spot Exeter. He really forces the issue and tries to a classic of all things. Still, will be traded out. No, just getting back behind the box in time. Takes quite a lot here to keep pace with ENVY. And gets good damage, but that's all he'll have for it. Pretty decent job with this very low bought round so far, but Ion gets a free one through the smoke. He's traded out. There's always a second player. There's always a follow-up. It's a flood of ENVY individuals. And it's on Logan with the Sheriff here to extricate themselves now from a net. That is choking. ENVY have done it. Convert there. Get themselves 3 rifles out of the round. And ENVY are insisting on this attack side op. It was the Outlaw in the previous round. Exeter is gone for that, of course, towards the A side. And against the same plane, he's creeping up. A main with an attack side op, and it converts beautifully. Alum, nothing he could do. That is a very important piece off the game board now for QoR, substantially reducing their A side pressure and also their explosiveness.
Now the question is, do you stop here? Because the wall was already thrown out. You have to potentially slow things down or not give a damn. Break the wall, go for a full exec because you have confidence coming out for ENVY. So already B side control being taken. Plant is going to come down towards that staircase. And again, the win con is the late lurk from Inspire.
Okay, Exeter is down. And of course was the op player. There's always a reprisal. There's always seems to be a response here. And now it's just kind of contact being taken by these core players trying to get back in. They want to take these gunfights, but they, again, just lose in a war of attrition. Surely there's a chance to play off a play on here. And yes, QoR will deal with Logan. At least because their weaponry is pretty weak. That's far too easy for Kane. They're up in the corner. Alum down instantly. Tuesday makes the correct decision. Lets the clone go through, but ultimately is traded. And that's numbers advantage and rifles going to work for ENVY.
You bring up a great point in terms of how Exeter is currently playing on the attack side op as a Yoru. The only other Yoru op that I think of that comes to mind right away is Koaladoob in Challengers last year with M80. But he was being more active on the defensive side, not on the attack.
A lot of mid-walk downs we used to see from him, especially.
I know
Don
exactly
Logan spotted out with the neural theft. Committing it in this situation, so interesting. ENVY happy enough to part with that Cypher Ultra because they know, well, the next one is only a few orbs away. Here's the overdrive for Kane. Doesn't ask for any more than that. Alum has constantly found his opportunities to get this op in the fight. Denied.
Yeah, your early drone was literally Exeter moving into the dimensional drift after that pick. He flashes to put his opponent back into the corner on the top of the A site, and then that's the entrance for QoR with the overdrive just to easily kill him where he had no chance to escape. Beautiful takedown for ENVY. Beautiful site take on the A site for Envious. And now QoR, I mean, we talked about the op that was invested for Alum. He's going to have to bring it into the next round. I think the silver lining is that he hasn't shot a bullet yet. So they could still have that element of surprise and also still leverage their ultimates into the next round because they couldn't use anyone here.
Yeah, I think he was spotted by Kane, who swung a spawn with his overdrive. And didn't get punished for that either, by the way. But yeah, QoR not too clear on whether there's going to be an op in the game for their opponents.
They do still have a solid game plan drafted.
I know you're hoping for a contact pick there. Alum, not to be. Is another clone. Gets a lot of value. Awful Exeter. That one could have gone either way, but ENVY have just taken full control of the top mid and have done so before any response could come in from the A side of the map. However, some of this util still here from the deadlock could be tricky, but Darkest is picked off. Kane is absolutely dialed in and knows he needs to help his players get that spike to sight.
That was so quick. What an answer back here to pressure up towards that middle. And that already stuffs out the rest here of what QoR's trying to do on the defensive line. You just talked about it, hoping to get a walk-up pick here against the A site lean, but that Euroclone was just good enough to keep everybody anchored up towards this A site and weakened up here for the rest of the positions around the map here of Sunset. Now you're just chasing for kills, trying to get these guns out. These are looking pretty good here for Tuzi and Alim to carry this over for round number 10.
Yeah, ENVY have definitely made it quite hard for Alim to be relevant outside of situations like their previous round where he literally had to stand out on the middle of the B site and have his teammates start defusing. Outside of that, Clone forces him off the line. There's obviously the usual cohort of util. And of his own volition, like Extra has thrown away the op. He stopped playing that a couple of rounds ago. He just decided to mix it up and didn't want to walk up on those sites anymore. Alim's at 10. Very, very low, but still the op maintained. And ENVY spend pretty heavily in order to try and get it out of his hands. Throughout these hits in these kinds of rounds. Oh, that's perfect. You love to see that. Great opener. And that's all set up, of course, by that Sova Dart.
Sova Dart, a net and a snake bite too, so they could spray across the fast lane wall. Very, very nicely done. They still have a pit to work with to try to hold out that line. It looks like we're going to hold it back, at least for Logan for now.
No mid presence. This is a full A commitment so far. QoR is the one that's down. Iron is ultimate, so still a second bite at the apple, so to speak. Yeah, no, Viper's being held onto. Core are not convinced. This is where ENVY are going to land, but perhaps now it might make a bit more sense. Logan is worried about how long it would take to get a pit corrected, I think. And geez, a tough situation to swing into, isn't it, really? Wouldn't do that without the ultimate, I would suggest, but Darkus and Logan are able to bring them down. Now, Iono was on the side. He's gotten himself a second lease on life, but a player disadvantage that still needs to be treated with. Well, there was one. Now, not so much. Alim, awkwardly, has to make his way down from Link, but there's going to be a smoke in the way. Dart would have revealed him. There's no choice but to step in here and try and make a play himself towards the site, and Ion's waiting for him. ENVY converting on having their player pick first. Tuzi with a fake TP in the smoke. That's just spam down from Poppin.
The deal from anchoring the pulse plant for ENVY. That was so nice and clean.
And only Clove could do it. It's like a virtually impossible situation to swing out into from Holland. He knows he's probably going to die there. And his teammates swing off him. So sick, man.
Yeah. It felt like this is what they were trying to do for QoR, even in that previous round. If they weren't going to get any pressure towards that A main fight, they're going to get that pit to isolate middle and the left side, where now you get value off nerve again with the Hunter's Fury to support the B side hit.
That's a wall drawn out of Darkus there, top mid. Oh, okay, not bad. Alim! Okay. Thought there was something else there, to be honest with you, but not to be. Kane just does the Dougie on him.
Player standing.
It's on Logan. 1 versus 3 with a crud weapon, to say the least. And you can see where all these core players fell down in Boba. Logan gets spotted out as well by the Cam up mid, and Inspire is trailing it as well. He's looking at ENVY to 8. And it's looking like it's a guarantee, signed and sealed. ENVY heading into the 12th round of the half. Solid lead.
This is a nice spot.
They also have the Annihilation, so they could play less numbers on the anchor on the A side, around where usually they've been putting 3 players over on that side. But now they could delay and stall enough here because of Darkus' utility and ult.
This is so early for Inspire to be this deep in mid. Yeah, I think he might realize this Aldrin is coming. And so into market, he goes, just forced to take Logan out of that position. He has to commit to the site. So now, TikTok, you've got Inspire, who eventually can leap out of here and cause problems. The site needs to be held. Alan does his very best to try and anchor it, but QoR has got the hot hand, baby, and he's going to work. Darkest and Tuzi up. And it's the Omen well and truly across the map. And eventually, begrudgingly, Kane is released from the prison.
Yeah, even Poppin moves in to support his teammate before even going for a plant. This is an impossible task for Tuzi. He does have a paranoid to work with, but look how you're playing outside of the map here for these 2 players. Wouldn't be surprised if they have a re-wrap on top of that, because ENVY just likes to do ENVY things.
Shadows traveling.
Yeah, Tuzi again. Maybe a cheeky little fake TP. Extra floats on down and cuts him off. Has a 6th sense about this. And yeah, one way K just set up. He wants to fight for it. He'll get one. Sees a spike go loose though, so that is a pretty telling scenario. And I will just give up this site for the time being. ENVY already trying to get their all guns blazing. And even into mid, so there's going to be that Poppin presence. He's not convinced that he's entirely safe crossing mid in this fashion, but he is going to get his way into market.
Just gonna say it's fair for him to think that.
Okay. Tuzi's out of the picture. Tap on the spike for Kane. Relay Bolt here a problem. Here come the frenzies, and they are our meaning business. No, oh, I like that. He knew he was going to be pushed, bro. Bro was playing enough against this team. And there it is. Pistol security for ENVY. That's a backbreaker. Smile from Meteor on Kane Zero's face here. ENVY know they've done the most.
On the HP remaining on Kane Zero and Ion 2, yes, I do agree with you that they...
That defense side from QoR had me pretty unconvinced, just in their ability to respond to ENVY and the pace they were bringing. It's always going to get mixed in. Come on! Bro! The guy is genuinely... Thank you to that. Oh, yep. You know what? I don't care. Yep. That's not in the terms of engagement. Here's Kane again, and there goes two of QoR's players. Not a great opener. That's a spike loose as well. This game is over. It is unbelievably over. Unless?
Yeah. I just turned on my cam getting ready to do the post map, but let me just turn it back off and focus on what's going on here. Spike is still down, though. He can get picked up by QoR. Although they've lost so much back control and have no ability to really know where their last two opponents are, because they've never shown face, really. So Inspire and his teammate Poppin are in the best spot. Because Camera's watching the B side, they got trips, he's watching the Eagle ADSing, gets that kill onto a limb.
Perfect. This is the bonus for ENVY, for those keeping track at home. So...
I turn my cam back on.
Yeah, we might need that. We might need that, fans. Poppin here has got every reason to expect this A-side move, having spotted the play towards tiles. And so we wait. Logan steps up and faces the music, 13-3. Complete and utter domination. And I've been on a bit of a break hiatus from Challengers casting. Last time I was casting, this is what ENVY were doing. And it's like I've just, nothing's changed really. I know. Really, it's on me. Okay, well, Tuesday not expecting Exeter to turn up. Sweet serendipity that there happens to be a judge player chilling out in A main.
What's the third word?
You'll know when you hear it. You'll know when you hear it. I already know how I'm going to use it. I just don't want to blow my load too early, if you know what I mean. All right, Exeter has to get out, pinged out, and has to gate crash away to the site. Kane, though, obviously with this pretty customary position set up in tree, Alum just walks into the line and is down. So 4 down to the 2 players that survived round 2. And they're going to hope to do the same here, but likely not by fighting at all.
And these are some of the small things that you kind of learn when you play against these type of compositions. For them to get so much value from the side of ENVY, to instantly get the drop into A main. You look at these, how do you pop through the one-ways that are thrown into defense? Usually with a KO, you throw over that flash, the Omen could TP across. But if you're going to play with a Yoru, he's going to have to play close range to throw that smoke onto that smoke. Throw the flash, sorry, onto that smoke. So you can actually still pre-fire that shot and catch your opponents off guard. Although the Yoru was still moving up towards Catwalk instead, it still comes to the same value of what you're trying to do to prevent these type of early aggressions on the A main side. So a good read from ENVY at the very beginning. Very punishing, as now Logan is looking to punish some econ himself.
Oh no! Yeah, armor. Nice setup with the grab net. Extra. Had nowhere to go. Poppin gets a ping. Kane's able to play off of it now. It's still 2 players in B main, but no spike with them. So this is probably just saber rattling from QoR. Maybe the insert of Alum will remain. There's a gate crash elsewhere.
I have the spike.
No, that's his trademark. Excuse me. No gate crash active. So he'll pull out the old-fashioned way as well.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Just dry.
You didn't do that. You didn't do that. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear it.
Spike down mid.
Logan here waits, obviously getting into cover. Tuesday trying to get some info about mid, or rather it was Alum, pardon.
No charges left.
Big damage through the wall. Down to 29. Still most. He kind of has to swing for this at some point. QoR've got to generate some momentum. Some edge. They are right now corralled into the middle of the map, and they are being stalled out. Smoke after smoke. Even Ion's going to go fishing, see what he can find. Looks like it's going to have to be A, which is, as you can see, canvassed by a lot of this utility.
30 seconds left.
And because you've used so much util from QoR at the very beginning, nothing gets burned here. Inspire could do some great damage from the trips that he just placed on the A site.
Okay, that's clear. Yeah, Alum is a low health player there. Logan has to hit that shot. That's the opt-down. QoR already.
Portal closed.
Kane's in mid. Well, Logan has to serve something up eventually. He knows he's got to find a way in, and Kane, I don't think Nerve's expecting him to be pushed that far. far up, and Allen is dealt with on the right side. One more for the road, surely. Tuzi, though, in the background, is able to put that ghost to work. And it's easy come, easy go here for Envy. There's always another player ready to take up the stead of one of their aggressive individuals. And here they come. Poppin ends the round as once more QoR never got out of mid.
So they do have experience playing against shenanigans.
Okay, this is decent. Hunter's Fury now. The problem is Darkest has already been taken down. Ion is given a stay of execution because he is covered by that dark cover on site. That breaks things up beautifully. And then Ion has a quick step to it, leaving Logan bereft of teammates. And honestly, the moments of strength from QoR have been pretty fugacious so far on this attack side. Here, one round, gone the next. And ever since Envy started to get decent weapons in their
10
hands,
seconds left.
it's been looking grim.
Yeah, looking to run away with it for sure. Here you're looking at how they're currently set up for Envy. It's nothing really out of the ordinary, with the exception of potentially Inspire always setting up here towards this A site because they could trust Extra with the operator on B. This is the tough part. Now you don't have any space creation agent on the side of QoR, and you have an op on the side of Logan. They do need to regroup now for QoR so they could leverage the util left behind by Darkest. Annihilation, wall for spawn, net in a certain area, but they're once again walk into a full trip setup where Inspire reads it perfectly for a B-side hit.
If they can pull the Cypher here, though, this Annihilation will be devastating. Darkest has it lined up. Hoping to bounce it. Obviously creates a lot of space with it. Poppin. Okay, avoids it. Still knows able to find something with the Odin there. Taken down, though, is Logan and Darkest in quick succession. X is going to be the first out of the side with the Dimensional Drift. He's going to see what the setup looks like. QoR don't have themselves settled quite yet, but that paranoia, should pave the way for an easy first kill, and he does. Now you've got an Odin player that's got to watch two separate angles. Virtually impossible situation for Nerve to win out in. Quick response there from Envy. Get to this B side while they're split 2 and 2 across the map after losing their mid presence.
And I respect that Poppin just turns tails to run towards that back of the site. Yeah. He really wants to bait the Annihilation for his side because you just talked about it. If the Annihilation does get the Cypher in the back of spawn, the hold was already fully down. It's now QoR having to force to manipulate these positions that Envy are currently in.
This is so aggressive for Ion positioned like this in 3 here. Closed out first one was a clone. Hunter's Fury comes out now as well. Is this enough information for Poppin to actually strike a lethal blow? There's no confirmation on any of those Hunter's Fury bolts. So still a strong concentration of QoR players towards tree side of the map. Ion has been able to fall back, taking a much more passive slant on this. And Alum wants to try and chase it in there. Big damage on Exeter. He has to gate crash out to a pretty obvious location, but Kane's getting active here in A main. Oh, buddy, he could have had that shot. Instead, tries to set up for his Heaven player. It looks like Kane might just have to do it himself. Poppin gets there. Nerve gets pinged out. Darkest is low. Oh, Nerve does well to fight his way out of the situation. And Poppin goes down to 10. Aldrone over the top. No ping, no Poppin. Oh, my. I guess unaware. There's a swing to his right. But this is good for Inspire. Lots of information. As Logan has to make a decision.
30 seconds left.
Does he go up to the Heaven side or try and play door to get this spike back? He's too low. Needs to try and take a fight. And I back Inspire in that situation, especially with a health lead. Free information and informed decisions for Nerve in terms of where he turns that Sova ultimate. Interesting little double swing setup in Cubby right now, though, for Envy. Not going to see any action. Not for now. Like you mentioned, Vans, QoR have been working the map relatively slowly. Now, okay. The Jet is spotted, but Iron is still inserted on that part of the map. Does cross mid, though, and head straight to B. So something's tipped Kane Zero off. Maybe the Aldrone as well, being heard inside main. Sets him over in that direction, but he's not convinced. Now, though, the hit comes on towards the B side. Inspire with a cage to play through. Here's that Hunter's Fury now coming out. There's going to be a tap on Poppin. No, he actually avoids. Still Kane with the Blade Storm goes to work. Nerve, though, finds him. Tucked into the corner, and Boathouse he's dealt with, but Inspire, once again, is up in your face. And before you know it, your brains are on the wall behind you. Now it's an Odin and an Op to try and get into the side. Those two are quickly rested.
Last round of the half, QoR still trying to get, I mean, you talked about 5 rounds that was needed. You don't get it. Now they're just hoping for that single one. Make it out 4 here.
Info. Actually,
sorry, the zoom into your kind of made me lose my words.
It does throw you. I get it.
It's deep in my soul.
Exeter did see a little bit of B main, but didn't end up pushing as far forward as I thought he would. He actually gate crashed up to Heaven side, so very well established for a push onto A. No information here for Envy. They do not know what the movements of QoR are supposed to be right now. Smoke gets straight into tree. So that is the clone that is on the wrong side of that. Aldrin to follow it up here. Ion trying to juke it out and then TP onto A. They want to anchor this if they can, but the grab net is going to make that an impossibility for the Omen. He's about to be inundated with bodies from the core side, but Inspire's ready, as he always seems to be.
One enemy
Chimes on in, and it's on Logan here with nothing but a Guardian. Flashed out, smacked down. So gets a B main shunt here, popping. Okay, well, that's the the outlaw player down. Weapon not recovered just yet. But the Dark Cover is hearing a lot of what's going on here. Clone also shot. Nerve about to be overwhelmed here. Kane gets in there with a Bucky. All of a sudden, Envy looking to produce a bit of a thrifty, a bit of a classic round. As Logan gets clipped by the edge of that paranoia, briefly nearsighted. And Ion will wait likely for this smoke to go as well. Quickly across the map. Tuzi trying to get there, but we already have a spike plant. Bruh, that's rough.
That's a save. That's a save.
Kane is not about it. Arcus also catnipped back over towards the site.
He has no choice.
Can be done here. Nice little clean up there, okay. Followed up in the dink. But there are some rifles now in the hands of Envy. And that's that. It's Tuzi will be sitting over here at the A side, and that will be Envy getting to 10 rounds. And this was a very limited buy. I think it was a Stinger there, a couple classics, and that Bucky for Kane Zero. All of those getting purchased. Kane are almost up to 20 kills here. And, yep, about as dirty as it gets for a thrifty from Envy.
And it's weak towards A side here.
Who's next?
Here's the D drift. Next does pop the Omen here on this side. Easily done. Pops straight out. And the Bucky, rather, the judge goes to work. Gonna have a deadlock set up straight towards top side here. Darkness is already on Heaven. And it's a speculative annihilation that will capture Kane Zero. He's alive. He's alive, barely, but he's still in the game. Alim here now trying to make good on his performances earlier in the game. A dimensional drift of his own has been earned, and the numbers are even now. Exeter takes a straight challenge up on the Heaven side. It's Nerve, though, who cleans him up. Kane's looking for somebody to feed this shorty to. And it's not a target-rich environment for him right now. Alim will emerge for the dimensional drift inside Hell. That's heard. Take him note of. Calls able to spray and Kane back. And bear in mind, no spike plant yet. Nerve has been controlling the pace of things so far. And Inspire is trying to draw his last player out of hiding.
Spike planted.
On either side of Jen. Nerve's going to have to be quick with it, and he's not. Tries to crouch into it, but Inspire wins a pivotal round.
Just not enough heads up play from the side of QoR when they're trying to retake that side. At least this time, though, they're able to start with a man advantage.
Blade Storm, Kane hoping to dig Tuzi out, but it's Exeter that finds him yet again. Good quick response though, just as NVR mid-execute and get at them from tree. Kane uses the smoke to its full effect, gets up on Nerve and doesn't give him a chance to work with it. Door broken down, Kane backs away here. Blade Storm still in play and not needed as Darkest is handled by Ion, leaving Alim again with it all to do.
Now that was an NV round again, just playing and fighting around the smoke. Alim just got spotted. Alim is down.
And that was the force from QoR. Vance, it's looking grim indeed. We may well be in the last moments of this upper final. Envy once again looking to cement their dominance at the top of NA challenges and get into that best of 5 final with a map pick advantage, or at least getting the band 2 first. Darkest sees this coming now, got that early info and is able to throw a grab net down. This will slow things up a little bit and allows Nerve to get inspired. Again, another great Hunter's Fury from Nerve. And that's a good start. So the weaponry's looking a little bit rough with 2 Stingers in the fold. Oh, my goodness. All right, we'll pretend we didn't see that one. I don't think he quite landed the plane on that approach into the A site. He just gate crashed up in there and instantly had nothing to do. Kane. Say it ain't so. I think he's seen the head of Tuzi there and just ducks back so Darkest can't finish him off. He's going to come for him and it's about a Kane. No respect, not a care in the world. 3 kills for the Jet. That's opened this round right back up for Envy. And they're far from committed as well in terms of a site, but Ion is deep in B already. Poppin is just trying to be a bit more meticulous on the approach.
Because they don't know where Logan's at. And Logan's in a prime position here with 20 seconds left. But now the door closes. Now you can move into the site for a plant.
He's got to show himself. He still doesn't want to. He doesn't want to break the door. So instead, maybe like set up to get 2 players in through spawn side and then maybe split onto this B side. They know it can't be through market this push comes from. The smoke in B main, they now have a good idea exactly where QoR are going to come from unless they push their own smoke. Less likely. One at a time they step up and one at a time they fall. ENVY have done it. Finding themselves in the grand final here. In Challenges Stage 3.